What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Today, a big box good. The Tempo speaker by Bass Jacks I picked up at Five Below. It cost $5.95. Today, a first impressions, comparisons, demonstration, overview. Let's see how good of a job this speaker does at reproducing sound. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised, but also talk about some of the shortcomings. Even though it's a $5.95 speaker, it does compare to other speakers on the market in terms of styling, but it also, like I said, has drawbacks. So let's go ahead, differentiate this speaker from other speakers on the market and show you just how good of a job it does at reproducing sound in our sound demonstration. Let's test it outside and inside. Okay, now first impressions, the good news. At $5.95, this is easily one of the more or most expensive items at Five Below, just touching that $6 mark. You'll also note that it looks minimalist and simplistic. It looks elegant, like it's for the home. Compare this maybe to a Sonos smart speaker, for example, which sort of has this mesh texture on the front of it, and we know it's meant for indoor use because of its fabric texture, which it says it has on the front of the box. Not water resistant, even though it does look similar to the SoundLink Color 2. It has the potential to be a decent sounding speaker touching that $6 mark, but the bad news, I think, is the fact that it is $5.95. So let's also see if a speaker like this compare. At Five Below, you have the option of roughly 5 different colors to choose from, which I think implies that these can be paired together, even though it doesn't say so on the box. So at $5.95, it has good looks. It looks like a Sonos speaker, and because it comes in a variety of different colors, it matches the Bose somewhat, but it's not water resistant. So just be careful of some of those specifications that you don't confuse them or cross them over. This is not water resistant, it's meant for indoors, but it does come in a variety of different colors. And most importantly, what I failed to show, what comes in the box is of course the speaker itself, but a micro USB charging cable, as well as a user manual with important information. One of the downsides to this speaker being $5.95 is not necessarily the sound, and we'll look at that here momentarily, but the battery life. So on a more expensive speaker, expect the battery to last for roughly a day. This one should last a couple of hours. The upside is that it charges quickly and on very little power. But now that we've talked about the first impressions, the color, what this speaker compares to other speakers, let's see how well it functions. First, let's pair it, see if they can pair together, and then test it outdoors and indoors. And as you can see, it's easily pairable with Bluetooth, came right up. But if we turn the second speaker on, can we connect both at the same time? So in the screen recording, you saw home. I connect to it. It was Bluetooth speaker home. Let's see if it kicks the other one off or maybe joins them. And as you can hear clearly, the black speaker plays. Even though the white speaker is connected via Bluetooth, it does not play. Okay, so that was a first impressions. This is a sound impressions outside and inside. Let's play. Starting off, increased bass, 100% volume. Then inside, increased bass, 50% volume. Listen to the bass. Now listen when we transition to reduced bass. Just how sharp the speaker is. a bit like a stereo. Now, let's go inside. %50 volume, increased bass. Looks better inside. This is definitely for indoor use. Home type use, office, dormitory, kitchen. Again, wait for that bass, that thump. Really sounds good at 50% volume. And reduced bass. Again, a bit stereo-like, but sharp, loud, and clear. Anyways, guys, that has been a first impression overview, comparisons, test. We looked at this speaker's performance outside and inside. It did a phenomenal job, did a great job at reproducing bass, whether that be increased bass, reduced bass, and also sounded well-rounded with the EQ setting turned off. One downside is that it has a short battery life and does not pair to other bass jack speakers. At Five Below, it's a great deal, and because it comes in a variety of different colors, it would be amazing to be able to pair this speaker with another one for only $5.95. Also, it lacks water resistance, so even though it's an inexpensive speaker, one that you could care less about ruining, you could take it to the beach, it doesn't quite have that durability, but still good enough, like I said earlier, for the house, maybe the back patio, home, kitchen, office, that type of environment, dorm. Really nice style. We compared this to a Sonos based on the dimensions and the look. The fit and finish is a little bit left to be desired, of course, but what can you expect at this price point compared to something that cost $150? Overall, this is a good option actually at $595. It sounds amazing at the highest volume, no creaking or cracking, so decent build quality. It's lightweight. Like I said, the only downside is the battery lasts about 2 hours, which is something consistent I've known amongst other speakers in this price category, poor battery life. So overall, good sound reproduction. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how loud this is and how clear it sounds at the highest volume, how well built it sounds. Maybe not so impressed at the overall fit and finish, and of course maybe just a little bit disappointed at the lack of features. But then again, at this price point, it doesn't really matter all that much, and this would be a good speaker, like I said, for the home, office, dormitory, garage. You could even have it on the back patio just as long as it doesn't get wet. Anyways, guys, my name is John. That has been a first impressions overview comparisons test. Because I picked this up at Five Below, that makes this a big box good. Great for spring break, summertime, maybe you're having a party at the house. My name is John. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below. I will see you in the next video.